Hey guys, Jeremy here from School of Wok. We're in Covent Garden, London. I'm going to show you the Shiitake and Chive dumplings from my first book, Chinese Unchopped. So essentially you can fill your dumplings with whatever you like, but it's always good to start with an authentic base. Ginger, garlic, spring onion, everything finely chopped. The veg that I've got on top of that, we've got some Chinese chives. You can see here, Chinese chives, essentially a more sort of thicker version of a Western chive. More like a garlic shoot, the texture's great, adds crunch to the dumpling. And then we've got some Chinese leaf, some pak choi. I'm keeping this fully vegetarian, so we're going for some shiitake mushrooms, dry shiitake mushrooms, soaked in hot water overnight. The reason why we use dry shiitake mushrooms and soak them through is so that it soaks in all the flavour of the soy sauce and sesame oil and any other marinade ingredients that we're going to put in there. Fresh mushrooms release moisture, dry mushrooms soak in flavour. Okay, so we're going to finely chop everything up. Your ginger, easiest way to peel your ginger with a teaspoon. Just give it a push through. You don't lose any ginger then. You get into the cracks and crevices. You don't cut yourself. You're going to finely chop your ginger. You won't need all of that. And if you take it into sort of a couple of pieces, the great thing about a cleaver is that you can really sort of bash things around. You see? And then finely chop that. Everything for your dumplings, nice and finely chopped. Spring onion. Take those dry ends off. Finely sliced rings. Garlic. Chinese chive. Again, just take the dry ends off. Chinese chive, you want to go just to sort of the last 2 centimetres and then throw those thicker bits away. Or you can use them for stock. Pak choi. Nice fine slices of pak choi first. And then you can turn that around and then dice that. Lastly, Chinese leaf and shiitake mushrooms. Chinese leaf, just fold that over. Makes it easier to get slices through. And then again, finely chopped or finely diced. The finer the better with this, you don't want it poking through the dumpling pastry. As I said, this is all to add sort of that extra moisture into the centre of the dumpling. We're deep frying these so it's quite well protected. When you bite into it, it'll be nice and juicy. Nice green mix in the centre of my dumplings. Just add a couple of shiitake mushrooms into that. If the stalks aren't too dry, then we can keep them on. They've been soaked in hot water overnight to rehydrate. So Chinese food, all about preparation. There's a lot of chopping involved, but you can pre-prep everything and then leave the fun stuff for later. Meaty mushrooms. Add a bit of texture to the dumplings. With the vegetarian mix, it's good to add a little bit of corn flour just so that it picks up the sauce around the vegetables. If you're using meat in your dumplings, you don't need that corn flour. Now, as it's a fully vegetarian mix, I want to fill out the gaps somehow where the meat would otherwise be. So I've got some vermicelli here, glass vermicelli. You can use rice vermicelli, any type of noodle really, or light noodle. I'm just going to finely chop that and add that to the mix. That should fill out some of the gaps. Add a bit of the bulk to the filling too. There's my filling. All I have to do is marinate it. So the great thing about Chinese food is that it's really versatile. I know we like our meat, but if you are vegetarian or vegan, this is a perfect recipe for that. No meat whatsoever. I'm going to season up the mix with very, very simple ingredients. Some light soy sauce, sesame oil, a pinch of sugar, and then if you want, a bit of salt and pepper. If you remember anything, light soy sauce, sesame oil, and a pinch of sugar will guarantee your food tastes Chinese. So, light soy sauce. About a tablespoon for this amount of mix, but I kind of measure it like this. From one side to the other, 1. Sesame oil, similar, but half the amount, so larger swirls. Pinch of sugar, a chef's pinch is about half a teaspoon. And then if you want, just a little bit of salt and some pepper to go with that. Give that a good mix through. Get all that flavour in there. Look how fresh that is. Really vibrant. Getting a good crunch from all that veg. So, mix is ready. Last thing, folding your dumplings. There's a million different ways of folding a dumpling. I'm going to show you a couple of folds. You can buy your ready-made pastry in Chinese or Oriental supermarkets. They come fresh or frozen. It's better to buy fresh though, because then you can freeze them. First fold. This is what I like to call the Mickey Mouse fold. Take a little bit of water. You need water to help stick ready-made pastries. We go center to the center and pinch. Next up, point inwards from the side with your index finger and pinch the side closest to you. That's my first Mickey Mouse ear. Symmetrical on the other side, point inwards and upwards and pinch my second nice round ear. Some of my guys like to call this the angry frog. So if it is the angry frog, then you're going to poke him in the eyes. If it's Mickey Mouse, you're closing his ears. So close the ears or poke the eyes one side, and then do the same on the other side. Now you can see I've got 4 pleats ready to be closed. Take a little dab of water around the edges, and the outside pleats go down, and the inside pleats go up towards the centre. And that is a simple way to make dumpling. Slightly more difficult fold, pleating the sort of more traditional way. Again, filling in the centre. This time, my right hand, index finger and thumb, essentially what I like to call the crane or the claw, okay? And that's coming in from the top. You pick up your pastry, you start to overlap your dumpling and use your right index finger to pinch that top. And you overlap, kind of like a Chinese fan. 3 or 4 or 5 times, depending on how confident you are. You can see these lovely pleats that I'm creating here. I'm going to turn that around and do the same on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 pleats on each side, and I'm going to bring the centers of those pleats together and close that dumpling up. See now, I'll just pull that up. Beautiful pleats. Right, so straight over to the fryer. Well, actually, a wok's really good for deep frying because of the surface area. You can fit a lot of oil in there, but also you've got space to get things like your dumplings in, and a few in at a time. It's what I like to call a spider. It's essentially a brass skimmer, but it doesn't hold any oil, so it's perfect for deep frying. Easy way to test whether your oil is hot enough when you're deep frying. Something wooden, so a wooden chopstick or a bamboo skewer. If your bamboo skewer or wooden chopstick fizzes up straight away, then you're at about 180 degrees C. Don't let your oil smoke. If it's smoking hot, it's way too hot. Switch it off, wait for it to cool down before you start cooking. That's fizzing away, so I know that's at a good heat. You're going to place your dumplings in nice and carefully, individually. They'll start bubbling up. They will crisp up quite quickly because it's all veg in there, literally 2 to 3 minutes, and then you just want to get them nice and golden brown. You know if your dumplings are folded well, if they don't all explode in the fryer. So your dumplings are getting nice and golden brown now. They're floating at the top of the oil. They start to float when they're fully cooked. You can see the great crisp finish to that, and then sit them on a bit of kitchen towel. Your dumplings are done, nice and crispy. You can see all those pleats there. Just a quick dipping sauce. Put some fresh matchsticks of ginger there. Light soy sauce. Just top that up with this stuff here. It's a Qingqiang black rice vinegar. It's essentially a rice vinegar fermented from a black rice husk. Right, let's try one of these guys. Crunchy on the outside, really juicy on the inside because of all that veg. Perfect. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification button.